Alright, we are back with some Factorio. And we are making progress on our ribbon world. Last time we extended our base a little bit. And off camera I extended my railway all the way to the end here. We've got power and everything. We've got oil, so the flamethrower turrets are working. Everything's working. Looking good. We've secured the uranium. We're not mining it yet. I kind of wanted to do that, but we might have to wait because before I do that, I want centrifuges, and before we can get centrifuges, I want to build kind of a mall area where we build them. And in order to do that, before we do that, I need concrete on the rail system here. So I'm going to make a concrete loading station here. It'll be real quick. We've got iron ore and a little bit of stone nearby. We don't need too much, so this will be fine. So this is a good place to put it. And it's away from everything else. And my mall area will be right here. So I have disassembled almost everything with bots. I built a bunch of construction bots by hand. I'm not automating them yet. I'm going to wait for the mall area to be completed. Or I'm going to do that in the mall area, so I haven't done that yet. But we're going to do kind of a mall area right here. I don't know how much we'll get done in this episode, but first I need concrete. And that should be pretty easy. Concrete is just iron ore and stone bricks. Okay. And water. Oh, I forgot about water. Oh, there's water up here. Okay. Okay, let's see. So if we want, say, 1 concrete per second, then basically just 1 assembler. We're not going to be pouring concrete all over our base, so we're not going to need too much of this. But I would like it on the rail system. So for every 1 assembler, we need 0.5 stone bricks per second. Stone bricks smelt at 3.2 per second. I'm going to use steel furnaces, I think. Crafting speed 2. So 1.6 per second, or 1.6 seconds for 1 stone brick. Where's concrete? There it is. So really just like something like 3 furnaces per concrete assembly machine. So it's like nothing. All right, let's set up I can set it up here, the assembly up here, and then make a train station down here. My bots are horribly slow. I'm researching Kovaric's enrichment process right now. Oh, and one more thing I did. I made this little setup here, which is producing production modules, all the module 3s here, and it's quite slow, but it's fine because I don't need them. I don't need a lot of them right now. When I do the mall, then I'm gonna produce them in the mall, and I'll have more of them being produced. So this is just so I can get enough to stick in my research labs until I get the mall finished. All right, we want... Let's just say... 8. Alright, we'll do 10. How much is this gonna produce? Oh, that's 12. Okay, well that's gonna be 12 per second. Okay, that's fine. It's 1 per second, so we just need iron ore and stone bricks. Okay. Whoops. Oh god, I didn't bring enough transport belts again. Oh no. Why do I always do this? Okay, I brought miners. And I think that's all the miners will need. It's, it really does not use a lot of resources to do this. But, I don't know. I might be surprised. We shall see. As usual, I get carried away with plans and ideas, and then I run into all kinds of other little obstacles and things I gotta think about first. I was hoping I'd actually get started on nuclear power this time, but that's not gonna happen. Maybe next time, but things are progressing fairly slowly. They are progressing. Alright, let's get some water down there. Alright, we need stone bricks. So we've got 12 times 3. That's about 36 furnaces. How much ore is that going to be? I've only have 14. Oh, good. I should have planned this a bit better. Alright, well, we'll get it running and I'll fix it later. Whoops. Okay, I guess I could use this ore up here. Get it on both sides of the belt. Not that it matters that much. Are we going to run out? Yes, we are. Don't. Alright. I will be right back. Hey, 5,000 units per hour. Not bad. Processing units. As you can see, I've only got a few of my labs here working because I don't really care about research speed right now. I just want my labs with the productivity modules working. There we go. Less strain on my base. And at this point, some of my, I think my iron mines is kind of running out. I had to pick up some, not running out, but some of the edges of it have depleted almost entirely. And I had to pick up some mines earlier. Some miners. Where the heck is it? This one? Yeah, this one's not doing too well. Some of the ore ran out. I have another one out here with a lot more iron, and it's doing fine. Oh, this one's making steel. Well, anyway, I've got others, but I'd still prefer not to waste resources. Okay, I think we might need more miners than that. Speed 0.5 per second. Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to put any more miners down there yet, though. Because I already tore up my starter base, so I'm not producing any more belts. So that might not have been the smartest of ideas. But anyway, I did it. And I don't want to waste my belts bringing a few more stone up here. So I'm going to let that run for now. And we're going to build a... I need a small loading station. Not like that. Like this. Or do I have one? No, I'll just grab this one. Alright, let's edit it. We'll take out all of the... We'll just make it easy on ourselves. Take out all of the belts and everything. Keep everything else. Take out a bit of the railway. Okay. And I guess we'll load it down here. That's fine. That is perfectly fine. Okay, now this is for the fuel. This will be concrete. Solid fuel. Loading. And this will be concrete. Loading. Move our car. And I think we're good. Let's get some fuel over here. Where's my fuel? There you are. Let's add another station to you. I would like to get nuclear fuel for the trains. That would be awesome. Okay, concrete. I've got so many train stations. Ah, there we go. Concrete. Hold on. It should be unloading. Okay. Concrete. Solid fuel unloading. Inactivity. There we go. Yeah, this thing is, this thing is busy. Okay. Now... Oh, I should have kept the, some of the fuel. Or some of the, some of the conveyor belts here. Sorry, my brain, is... distracted. The thing is, I want it to... I don't want to rebuild it again. I want it to... It's got to look exactly... be exactly like this. Because I'm a nitpicker. And I like consistency. So it's got to be exactly like that. Okay. Now... Now, I know that this won't distribute the material evenly between all of the chests exactly. I think it'll load too much into the two middle ones here. But that's okay. I'm not going to worry about like a proper balancer. It is not important. Yeah, let's limit the chest for now. Later, if we blanket our entire base in concrete, we might not want to limit it. What's the stack size of concrete? Okay, good. It's at least 100? Above 50? Yeah, okay. In that case, I can limit it just fine. Now, what the heck happened? Why is there no concrete? What? Oh, I broke the water. Okay, well, it's a pitiful assembly here, but... or a pitiful factory, but it is making concrete. Okay. And it is on the train network, as long as I build a train to request it. And now that I have concrete, let me actually grab a bunch and store it in my car so I can make a bunch of centrifuges by hand. Okay, next step. I need to get my mall back up and running. And that is going to be a huge multi-step process, but I don't have to do it all at once. I've kind of got a plan how I want to do it. And I don't have to do the whole thing at once. There's no reason. I could just do, you know, conveyor belts or the basics first. That's fine. And I'm going to use bots for it. And if you don't know what a mall is, it's just a term for a general purpose factory that kind of produces a bit of, oh god, a little bit of everything. Our green circuits are not doing great. Where's our copper? Can we find train stations this way? Loading. No. Okay, there. Go there. How do I go there? Ah, stations. Okay. I only have one copper loading station. How many iron loading stations do I have? 2? Yeah, I might need another one. Another copper loading. My green circuits are working overtime here. One thing I did do is I'm kind of using some of my green circuits, although they're not being used right now. I made a belt. This is my starter base green circuits. And I'm feeding them into the red circuits production. Just so that I can use up these resources here. I want to use these. Because I don't want to build anything over them. Because if I'm going to have a mall right here, right, I'm going to need to request a lot of materials. And that has to be done down here. So I really need to use up as much of these resources as I can. That's why I'm using this copper for these low density structures. I just want to use up as much as I can. Alright, well, things are being produced. Not as quickly as we would like. But progress is still happening, so I am not concerned. Let's get rid of all this garbage. Don't need it, don't want it. In fact, I can get rid of the roboports as well. And then I'll kind of explain how I want to set this up. And my green circuit factory is dead. There we go. First, we will choose research. Robot speed. Do it. Okay, so my super mall here is going to be almost completely bot driven. So I want to take materials in down here and feed them up here through belts. And then they'll just be loaded into... The material will just be loaded into... no, I don't actually have to... load them into chests up here. I could have roboports up here and down here where the trains are being loaded, and the materials will be unloaded from the trains into chests, provider chests, and then the bots will grab the material straight from the provider chests and deliver them around the mall as needed. So let me build sort of a example setup here. We're going to do blue transport belts. I'm just going to use blue for everything. They're expensive. That's fine. I don't mind. Okay. And this will actually be a provider chest for the express transport belts. You're going to need gears, you're going to need gears, you're going to need a lot of gears. So basically, what I can do, there are a few ways I can do it. I can like put request chests here and here for gears and just pull them out. Or I can not have it fully bot driven, which might be a bit excessive, and I can just request a bunch of gears here and then just dump them out. Dump them out on the belt here. And then grab them off the belt. I don't know, I'm really unsure because it seems like it's gonna take a lot of energy to do a fully bot-driven mall, because you're gonna have a lot of bots flying around. At the same time, I just like the idea of that. So I think I'm gonna do that. My goal will be no belts in the super mall. I might make a few exceptions, but I'm gonna do that. No belts at all in the super mall. Oh, you know. Oh yeah, a chest can't be a requester and a provider. Okay, I was thinking of doing something weird, but that's not going to work. Just bear with me here while I rack my brain on how I want to do this. Okay, so we can dump the belts in the requester chest. and still request things like gears and whatnot. But we're gonna have to request literally everything: iron, plates, gears, everything. That is a-okay. And that will be a provider chest because... Oh no, we can't do that. Because we gotta use transport belts for... No, we can. That's fine. When we do underground belts and splitters, we can make separate assemblers for them. Okay, I'm going to do some of this off camera so you don't have to listen to me ramble to myself. And I'll be back with something that, that I'm happy with. Alright, I'm back. And I've come up with a solution that I like. It's overly complicated, but I like it anyway. I'm not using belts. I don't want to use belts. So basically, if we look down here, I built a railway, or a rail station. There's no stations here and here yet, no unloading stations yet. But what would be happening is I would be loading the resources into these provider chests directly. I've got iron and copper, and here I'm bringing in heavy oil. And for now I'm going to use these resources over here because I want to use them up. And we're loading those into provider chests. And up here we've got requester chests, requesting the materials they need for the assemblers. I've got this system up here where I'm using more requester chests than I really need. I could reduce the size of this a little bit, but I like it anyway. Requester chest on top, request materials for the assembly machine on the bottom. And so on, all the way down. Except for transport belts. It's not requesting transport belts because those are provided in the storage chests here. As they are built, they are transferred over to the assembly machines below. And the reason why I'm using storage chests, normally I would use something like provider chests so that if I request, say, if I want to request, say, a certain number of transport belts, yellow, red, whatever, then I would normally use just provider chests, but instead I'm using storage chests with a logistics filter. And the reason for that is that I can use these for trash as well. So the logistics filter here is transport belts. I can put transport belts in my trash and they will be transferred here rather than some random storage bin like this. They'll be put in here and they'll be used and processed into better products. And because I need to keep space in these storage chests for any trash I might want to put in, instead of limiting, I couldn't just limit it with this. Otherwise it would still fill up as much as it could, and I wouldn't be able to use them for trash. I had to use circuitry. So I'm saying here, if the storage chest has less than 100, then go ahead and put more in. Otherwise, this will be disabled and won't put any more in. And so I can change the stack sizes whenever I want. For the express belts, I've got it to 500. I've got it to 100 for underground belts. And this is going to work pretty well. I think the only issue is I don't have circuits on the network. Well, let me toss a bunch of... I got RoboPorts set up, so all of this is on the network. Let me toss a bunch of logistics bots. I have about 60 of them. I'll toss a bunch of them in, and we'll see what happens here. Yeah, I found some advanced circuits and gears and all kinds of things in my trash here. And it'll be using them. However, that's not going to be enough material. I'm going to need a lot more gears, so we can do something like where's gears? Whoops. Whoop. Okay. So we're going to be requesting iron. Let's say 200 for the gears. And gears is less than 200. $200 per chest is fine. Oh, that is ugly. There we go. There. Now it's going to grab iron from here and use it for gears as well. And when this runs out of iron... Yeah, I've got a bunch of iron and copper and all kinds of crap in here. When that runs out, it's going to grab iron from down here. And so... doing a mall like this without any transport belts is going to be inefficient, I think, because you're going to need a lot of bots to run all of this. And I'm actually going to need more gear production because these use a ridiculous amount of gears, 80 gears. So I'm going to need to bump that up. We're going to need more bots because of all the, you know, iron it's going to be needing to transport. I can just dump some advanced circuits in there and it'll grab them. Yeah, but this is just an example of how it's going to work. It'll be more organized. The RoboPort's going to be moved and everything. But this is kind of what it's going to look like. I'm going to build inserters, chests, electric poles, bots, everything. Assembly machines. I should be using assembly machine 3s, actually. I can do that. I can make the speed modules easy. Okay. Yeah, anyway. Basically everything that I'm going to be needing to use pretty consistently, and even not so consistently, centrifuges, chemical plants, everything. I'm going to be building in this area here. And I'll have just bots flying around, delivering all these materials. The thing is, things like this, the transport belts, the undergrounds, all of that, it doesn't need to be producing very quickly, as long as it's producing consistently. That's the important thing. And stuff like, you know, chemical plants, oil refineries, buildings and stuff, these are not going to be being produced consistently all the time. It's going to, you know, produce like 50 or so and then just stop, because I'm not going to be using them that often. So really, I think we won't need too many bots. Yeah, there the bots go. They're going to grab the iron down here. I do need to research faster robot speed. Well, we can do cargo size. That'll help too. Cargo size helps logistics bots, right? But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. It is overly complicated, but I like it. It's foolproof, pretty much. It is kind of a pain to set up these, you know, circuit conditions for every inserter and all that stuff. But this is probably the most complicated setup, is the transport belts. Everything else is super easy and doesn't need this whole process. Maybe inserters, but that's really it. Everything else can be produced with just basic materials that I'll be training in. Let's get rid of all this crap. Make some room. But yeah, I'll do more of the mall off camera. I'll show it off next time. And once I get the mall going, then we'll be able to produce things like centrifuges, beacons consistently, assembling machine 3s, nuclear stuff, which I don't have any yet. This takes so much material. So this is a necessary step toward, well, a necessary step before we can progress to nuclear power. Which, hopefully, we will get around to exploiting this next time. But I'm pretty happy with this. I like watching the little bots fly around. It's pretty cool.